We hear two words a lot nowadays. So much so that I'm not sure we always are talking about the same thing when those words are used. The words are Christian nationalism. When I use those words, here's how I understand them, using the definition given by the most prominent voice on the subject. Christian nationalism is a totality of national action consisting of civil laws and social customs conducted by a Christian nation as a Christian nation in order to procure for itself both earthly and heavenly good in Christ. Now, I suspect that sounded really good to a chunk of folks here. Listen to me, it's deeply flawed. And here's my problem with it. It is in the words conducted by a Christian nation as a Christian nation. The flaw with those words is that they assume that what makes a Christian nation is simply the adoption of laws and customs in line with historic Christianity. So by default, it encourages Christians to trust the mechanisms of politics and social action to bring about a transformational effect on society and not the message of the gospel. It causes us to have a misplaced confidence. And that is exactly what happens. When we adopt a Christian nationalism framework, we almost inevitably become more enthusiastic about sharing the good news of our politics or the good news of our moral convictions than we do about sharing the good news of Jesus. Do you realize how many social ills there were in century Rome? How many of them do you see Jesus speaking to? Paul addressing? What about Peter? What about John? What about Luke? What about the anonymous author of Hebrews? I think doing that, I've just covered every author of a New Testament book. How many do you see them addressing? Here it is. None. Zip. Zero. And yet, they turned the world upside down everywhere they went. I was blessed to be in ancient Ephesus in Turkey on vacation one day this summer. And when I walked by the ancient amphitheater there, I thought of Acts 19 and the riot that took place by the artisans who made idols because they accused Paul and other Christians of putting them out of business. And why were they going out of business? Because of idol boycotts? No. Because of getting laws against idolatry passed? No. Because of passing prohibitive taxes on artisans? No. No, the artisans rioted because fewer and fewer people in Ephesus wanted idols because they were worshiping Jesus. The message of Jesus turned that culture upside down. Would to God the American church have that kind of confidence in the message of Jesus today. Look, I'm all for doing your best to vote in a way that is aligned with your values as a Christian. I think to not do that is a sin. It's a privilege that we have as Americans, but enough of trying to bring about gospel change without the gospel.